I hope you have your coffee ready, friend, because this is going to be a really good episode. I'm going to talk about the 7 income revenue streams that Mercy Creates had in 2024. Now, a lot of business coaches and leaders say that you need to have at least 7 streams of income to hit your first million. And Mercy Creates did that in 2024. We didn't hit our million. There would be a lot of changes, you would know, if we hit our first million. But we had 7 streams of income, and that was really cool. It was really exciting to be able to sit down and see the categories and then start attaching numbers to each one. And because I was able to identify those 7 streams, I was able to spend more of my energy and time to those areas, which led us to have record-breaking numbers in 2024. And that is so exciting to me. And if this is something that you want to start doing in 2024, drop a yes, or better yet, drop that muscle emoji. That's one of my favorite ones, because we should be working smarter, not harder, in 2025. And if we haven't yet met, my name is Rachel, and I'm the manager and artist of Mercy Creates, a business that designs products and paintings that help create Christ-centered conversations in your home. I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and I love it. It's what I went to school for, and I'm just so thrilled that God has given me the opportunity and privilege to be able to create and manage a business. In the description below, I've got all the links and the names to the products and the software and the apps that I used in 2024 that helped to make the business reach its numbers, and I hope that they can help you too. Like I said, this was the first year that I've been able to identify those 7 income revenue streams, and the business has been working and functioning for about 7 years now. So please don't get discouraged if you can't identify 7 streams, or if you only have 1, or if you only have 4, or, wherever you're at. It took me 7 years to get to this point and see those numbers and categories, because I prioritized other things as more important than the business. I prioritized my health, my family, my job, my family, my relationships, my family, and zero regrets about that. I don't mind that at all. Even though it's taken about 7 years to get to this place, I wouldn't trade it. And I think that's the really, really cool thing about being a business owner, is that when something happens, you can put everything on pause when you need to and prioritize and get to the people and the relationships and the things that really matter, the reason why that you're doing the business. You're the one that gets to decide what's most important in the season of life that you're in. And that's an incredible opportunity and responsibility and privilege. And if you share the same faith as I do, believing that God is in control and sovereign and providing for the business, ultimately, He's going to be the one to take care of it. So if you need to take a step back from emails and social media and product creation, He's going to be the one to take care of the business, to make sure that it's still sustained through whatever it is that He's calling you to in that season of life. So I'm so excited to talk more about these 7 streams. But before I do that, I want to just put a little imaginary, well, not really imaginary, but make sure there's a little asterisk in your mind when I mention the channel and the numbers, because they're all estimated numbers rounded down. And what I mean by that is I record everything in a business spreadsheet from week to week, and I probably missed some numbers or messed a column up or a formula up somewhere, somehow. So when I'm tracking these numbers, they're going to be a little bit different, because from the platform itself, sometimes they're not taking into account the shipping fees, the postage, the listing fees, the additional credits, other apps and software subscriptions that you might have with it. So there's a difference in what I see sometimes and then what's actually deposited into the bank. So these are the numbers, like I said, estimated, rounded down from what I've been able to record. Mercy Creates is mainly an e-com product-based business. So we're going to go through the channels one by one from how it makes sense from products to digital products. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is the physical product side in the e-com space. And those products were sold through Etsy and Shopify. E-com in 2024 made $38,000 rounded down. And again, that was through Etsy and Shopify. Shopify had about, checking my notes, 79% of the revenue. And I think a big part of that was because I started utilizing more paid advertising through Meta ads. And I owe a lot of that success to Ashley and Elizabeth and the Paid Ad Academy. I'll link to them below. They're so amazing in teaching you how to start with Meta ads and the best ways to increase, find your audience, find the right ads that would work for everybody. Super great, super helpful, wonderful. Had to take a quick pause. Studio dog Izzo had to alert me that there was somebody walking in the front of our house, and how dare they? The audacity. So like I was saying, e-com was a huge revenue source, and I'm really glad. I know that paid advertising helped a lot with that, and I know that there were some other opportunities that I used to drive traffic to the website that helped with that, and I'm hoping to dial down even further so my meta ad spend goes, it's even better in 2025. So I don't necessarily have to test audiences and channels. I can find my customer, dial them in with the right messaging, get them to the products. The second revenue stream that I had in relation to physical products was custom work. And again, looking at my notes, 4 projects in 2024, and that was estimated rounded down $4,200. And that was incredible considering I was not loud about this at all. Custom work is not one of my favorite channels to get income from, and I don't mind doing it, and I really do enjoy doing it at times, but because of where I'm at in this season of life, I just don't have a lot of time and mental energy to always give to those projects, especially when I have other things on the calendar, like Watercolor Foundations project courses and going on a missions trip and baby showers and stuff. Like, I do love custom projects, but it's one that I take very selectively. So to have 4 projects at $4,200, like, that's really good for me. That's really great. And I'm glad for it, thankful for it. In 2025, I'm still going to continue to kind of soft sell this offer because, again, I'm going on a missions trip. There are a few other things that I want to accomplish, so it's going to be out there. It's going to be a service that I promote, but it's not one that I'm going to be very, very loud about. The third stream is through wholesaling accounts, and I do that mainly through Fair. I don't do a lot of other, there's one called the Painted Tree. I don't do that. I don't do any other like boutiques in the area. Mainly customers and clients and stores are finding me through Fair, purchasing the products and then displaying them in their stores. And that's been really great too, because that's something that's been more on autopilot. I set up the store, put all the pictures in, product descriptions, set the prices. When I receive orders, great, but I'm not spending a lot of my energy and focus in this one channel. It's a little different than the e-com side of it because Fair does take out more money in fees and finder fees and stuff than Shopify and Etsy do. So I want to spend more of my time in a platform that I'm able to control more with the design, with what I'm able to talk about, with videos, photos, layout, all of that. And I don't necessarily feel like I can do that on Fair as much as I can through Shopify. So I'm directing more of my energy and resources towards Shopify rather than Etsy or Fair. So in 2025, I'm still excited to have this platform and have it available, but I'm going to keep it on autopilot like I did last year. Now, the fourth stream is markets and in-person vending, festivals, any of the booths, fairs, stuff like that you see on a weekend. Mercy Creates did 7 markets, and that brought us in $4,000. However, all of the applications, the fees, was at $1,125. And then additional costs like food, extra business cards, frames, plastic bags, chairs, fans, stuff like that. It was around $1,000. So I made about half of what I brought. And that's okay. I always view markets and those types of events as more of an advertising opportunity than an actual income opportunity like my e-com store. It's a way for people who are in my area to recognize the business and to learn about it and to get more social media attention, but it's not necessarily the most profitable way that I'm spending my time and my energy and my resources, because it is essentially like a 12-hour day. And if I'm making, just a few $100s that day, I probably could have just stayed at home and put more money in ad spend, and I easily made that money. And I like being home. I like being in the air conditioning or the heat with my coffee and my dogs. So in 2025, I want to be a little bit more strategic about which markets that I'm going to be part of. And I say that every year, and every year a new market comes up, and I'm always thinking, oh, let's test it. Let's see how this one performs. This one's around one of those selling opportunities or selling times. So let's see if this one works well for us with this audience in this area of Charlotte or Matthews or North Carolina. So kind of holding it with an open hand of, yes, I'm going to be strategic, but also know that there may be one or two markets that I want to test out and try and be part of, and hope for the best. Hopefully it's a good time where we can make some good connections. I will say that for markets specifically, even though I do consider them an advertising opportunity, and even though they bring in not a whole lot of income, they are the most encouraging avenue that we're able to have. We meet with people that otherwise we wouldn't normally meet, and they are seeing a bold Christian business being out there in the public, wide open about their faith and talking about it and willing to talk about it. It's just incredible. There are so many stories of men and women who have come to us and have said, I'm so glad that you're out here, because back in my city, someone said this, they were specifically from New York. They were like, there's no way that you and your business could have happened where I'm at in New York. So it's really cool to see you doing this here in Charlotte. There was another time when our tent and our booth table and everything was set up immediately next to a Wiccan witch wizard type shop. And that's clearly the opposite of what we believe. And it was interesting because there was another business owner that came by, and I wasn't in the tent at that time. I had gone out to do something, to just look around, to browse. And she saw them setting up. She saw my station and my tent and what I was doing and selling. And she came to me and she said, this is our first time at this market. I wasn't sure what to expect. And I'm not really interested in, your neighbor, and it's really dark stuff. But I'm so glad that you're here, because you are bringing such a different presence, a different light to the market. So again, even though I know that it's not one of our biggest income revenue streams, and it does take a lot of energy and, focus out of our schedule and our lives, I do personally feel the conviction to be part of markets and to try and sign up for them and to be part of them, because I think it is important for Christian businesses to be out there, to be bold, to be standing for the truth, and to have a presence in these markets. Now I want to switch to the digital products and the digital streams of where we receive some revenue. So I do some affiliate marketing, and what I mean by that is my Amazon storefront. There are some links that I have to other products and businesses that have given me their affiliate link, and I earn a little bit when somebody joins and, supports that business. But I haven't received as much from them as I have from the Amazon storefront. And the Amazon storefront started in July, August of 2024. So it hasn't been a full 6 months yet. But even so, I received about $55, $56. And that's been a really cool way to start receiving some extra money, because I essentially create a storefront page based on a theme. So I have one that's for my watercolor supplies. I have one for the studio dog essentials, because why not? And then I have one for like personal products and stuff that I like hair products or nail color or my candles or candle warmers, stuff like that I just like and enjoy, and maybe you would enjoy them too. So I linked to those storefronts in my Instagram stories, Instagram posts, and in my emails. And from that's where I've been able to make the, $50, $56, because when you click on the link, or when you purchase an item from the store, I get a little bit of money from that. So the next revenue stream is digital products, and that made about $1,500 in 2024. The two digital products that I sell are Watercolor Foundations and the Psalms Project Digital Bible Study. And I'm so glad that I made that much. I wasn't anticipating or even had a revenue goal for those streams because I didn't know that I was creating the class until first or second quarter in 2024. And in 2023, when I started the Psalms Project Digital Bible Study, it wasn't converting at all. I barely had like a 1% conversion rate on the sales page. So it was just kind of like, maybe this is going to work. Maybe this isn't. Let's just hope for the best. Now, I mentioned that the Psalms Project Digital Bible Study sales page wasn't converting. I had a sales page, and then I created that to a SLO page, the self-liquidating offer. So I really had to change the verbiage. I had to change some of the call to actions, switch some places and copy around. And I had a lot of insight and encouragement to do that through the copy bar and Ashlyn Wrights. So I'll link to them below. They're incredible resource, incredible community with business ideas, business questions, copywriting, and how to create converting sales pages, converting emails, product descriptions, anything that deals with words on your sales page, on the webs. They're great. It's a great resource. So through them, I took the one sales page, converted it into that SLO page, and really started seeing results. So I used the same opportunity, the same idea and style, did the Watercolor Foundation sales page with it, really saw some traction with that page and with that product. And I'm just glad. I'm really, really glad. Kind of surprised, but also really glad. So in 2025, I really want to add more digital products. I want to create more classes, workshops that people can purchase and download and learn to paint on their own time when they need it. And the last revenue stream for digital products is licensing. And licensing made about $5,100, again, estimated rounded down. This was only through one company, and they make and create the Bless This Year calendar based on the Psalms Project collection pieces. And I really liked licensing and receiving royalties because there was a lot of work that I did previously to create that collection, but there's not a lot of work that I have to do right now for it. And that's the fun part about licensing, is that you've done a lot of the hard work before, and now you can just kind of reap the. However, licensing is a little bit more difficult if you don't have that dedicated portfolio for publishers and for companies to see what your style is, what your techniques are, what you're interested in painting. So if you don't have that portfolio ready and available, licensing can be difficult. And that is something that I want to do a little bit better in 2025, is start creating a dedicated portfolio of patterns or subjects or artwork that can be turned into digital products or physical products easily. More often than not, publishers and companies are looking for things that can be done for canvas arts and prints, bags, like paper bags for gifting, greeting cards or regular cards, fabric. So they have to have that seamless pattern technique, or they have to be in trend. You don't know what the product scape is going to look like and what different companies and businesses are going to need. So you have to have that dedicated portfolio showing that versatile range of what you create. So to recap, and let me show you, these are all the notes that I was looking at. I told you I had notes. There were 7 income revenue streams that Mercy Creates had in 2024, and they were e-com, custom, wholesale, markets, licensing, affiliate income, and digital product. So I hope that this could encourage you to think through your business and what products and services that you offer and how you can categorize them into any of these 7 revenue streams, or even different streams for yourself and what works for you. The hardest part is just identifying and seeing those numbers and plugging in what number goes into what category or what platform goes into what category. But once you have that all figured out, it gets so easy. And now I'm really excited to identify, okay, this one needs a little bit more of my energy and time and attention. This one I could create another product for and maybe branch it out into a product for this stream. So the possibilities are endless, but it's just a matter of sitting down and thinking through, what are the streams? Where do I want to focus on? I hope this was encouraging to you to just see behind the curtain of Mercy Creates and see the different revenue streams that we have. And I hope that it inspires you to even look through your channels and your numbers and to see gaps or to get inspired of where you could be increasing profits in the upcoming year. And like I mentioned before, if you only have one, if you have two, if you have five, please don't be discouraged about it, because it took me about 7 years to get to this point to be able to identify. And like I said, I even added one in last year in 2024, late in the year, that affiliate income. So you're never too late to add and you're never too late to identify. So I just hope that this encourages you to take a look at your numbers in your business. One of the tools that really helped me to figure out those numbers was ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT, and I'm a huge fan of AI. And I know that that's really weird and probably controversial for an artist to say, but hear me out. In the next episode, I'm going to take you behind the scenes, or over my shoulder, I probably should say, because I want to show you some of the prompts that I've given to ChatGPT and how they've helped the business and my workflows and my revenue and my product and my content calendar. So I hope you'll join me for that, because it's going to be another good episode. Get your coffee ready, because ChatGPT and this artist, yeah, we're like this.